Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina for Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your June general reading. I've laid out the axes of the horoscope wheel. I will start with the 10th house as the midheaven, the highest star in the sky, but I will clarify beginning with the first house with the African Tarot, move around the spokes of the wheel, and I will finish up with an oracle card. So if you enjoy these readings, if you find them useful, enjoyable, please like and subscribe to my channel. I thank those of you that comment. It is deeply meaningful to me and really helpful and supportive. And I appreciate you. So let's get started, Cancer, with your overall energy for the month of June, the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is showing me that you have been trying to change the way that you communicate. You've been entertaining a morass of new ideas and communications, information. You've been fielding a conversation in which you are often triggered by a sense of inadequacy, a sense of self-doubt. Your insecurities have been somewhat stoked by the conversation you're engaged in. Perhaps this is a conflict of different ideas, different perspectives that you're fielding, and you are very much trying to implement or appreciate, integrate some new elements into your community. This can be your domestic or work communities, your relationships, and finding new ways to have a dialogue about the changes that you recognize need to be made. In the 10th house, you have the Emperor card. The Emperor is about you taking control of your life, you being the sovereign, owning your life and the elements of it. The Emperor is indicating that certainly in regard to your social community, others see you as being able to practice having realized many effective successes and manifestations in your life. You are experienced with strategizing ways in which to affect a desirable outcome. You do this as a leader, as part of your role in your work or in your personal life. Excuse me. And you are really exerting this sense of control. In no way means that you are not able to separate yourself from the people who are seeking your advisement and support. You are a planner, you are entertaining new ideas all the time and looking at ways in which you can implement those for the good of all. In the first house, you have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is showing that you feel as though you have outgrown your environment. You're feeling a bit hemmed in and limited by your familiar associations and elements of your life that have become routine and perhaps not supporting your efforts to move forward, to move on, so that you are looking for greater meaning and significance beyond the community in which you've invested quite a bit, and you are moving onward, not necessarily ending relationships, but moving beyond them so that you can find this meaning elsewhere. The fourth house is the house of your memory, your history, your domestic environment specifically, and we have the Sun. This house indicates that for you, Cancer, your natural house, the fourth house, your domestic environment, your family, your memories, your history, is a source of tremendous enlightenment, clarity, and pleasure for you. In fact, it is through your exploration of your ancestry, your reveling in the growth of your family or your domestic environment, that you have gained a sense of liberation, so that those outer communities, those external waves in which you are feeling hemmed in, you are actually finding that liberation within your deeper memory and exploration of your foundation, your roots, where you come from. And this sense of enlightenment and clarity is elevating to everyone in your family, in your domestic sphere. You are inspiring them and lightening the load that you may be feeling within your domestic relationships. The 7th house of significant others has the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is showing you exploring as you are feeling hemmed in, limited, struggling to find new ways to communicate new information. You are actually exploring and questing behind these new ideas, new inspirations, new information, new arenas of growth, new ways to expand. And this is specific to your significant relationships, but it's also relevant to those areas of your heart's desires, those things that you want to accomplish or gain in this life at this time. You are exploring and you are getting a lot of inspiration from your explorations. The first house, 8 of Cups, is being clarified by the 9 of Pentacles in the 2nd house and the Wheel of Fortune in your 3rd house. Interesting. You are communicating even within your intense social networks as an independent, self-reliant, and stable person. Your resources are stabilized. You feel comfortable. You feel protected from the incursions of others into your resources. You have gained the equilibrium so that your appreciation of where you're at means that you are uniquely able to authentically invest in new opportunities while maintaining the 6 of Pentacles for yourself, leaving 3 Pentacles to invest and give to others. This in no way threatens your solvency, and I really see it directly related to the Emperor card here at the top of your chart. This is where the needs of others do not impact negatively on your own resources. And this may be part of the change and communication that you're seeking to make. The Wheel of Fortune in your 3rd house is really indicating your time to receive the benefit of the efforts that you have made in showing compassion, support, love, and attention to the needs of others. Where others have been supplied with your unending nurturance, care, and attention, you are now realizing that those favorable rewards can come back to you, need to come back to you, so that you are not only shoring up your solvency as an individual, but you're also gaining a balance in those relationships that can feel draining, can feel limiting, can be in conflict with your needs. The Sun in the 4th house is clarified by the Lovers in the 5th house and the 3 of Cups in the 6th house. So yes, indeed, this is where the sense of having learned how to make best choices for you is really coming to your assistance now. You are able to recognize and to discriminate among the various offers and opportunities, the various things that you do for others, the support you give to others, to recognize what things, what alliances, what resources will benefit your long-term potential and happiness. So this is showing a really regeneration of your creative energies in concert with your peers. This is you understanding the best way to be a problem solver, a creative problem solver, to create play from work, or to be playful in your efforts, but ultimately to choose what gives you the pleasure and rewards you from the investment that you've made in your relationships. The Three of Cups is really continuing on a theme of celebration, which I see in your routines and habits, the ways in which you give to yourself in order to be more effective, more productive, more efficient. So this is you integrating into your life the rewards, the support of others, so that, again, the theme of you giving to others selflessly is being rewarded. That you, not only is it being rewarded, but you're recognizing that the reciprocity of your efforts is essential in terms of an authentic relationship. An authentic connection is reciprocal with your efforts, so that there is a balance, there's a equality, and there is a harmony in the flow of support that you share with others. The 7th house, Knight of Wands, is clarified by the 10 of Wands in the 8th house and the 9 of Cups in the 9th house. The 10 of Wands in your 8th house is indicating the burden of your responsibilities with regards to your significant others. This may be caretaking, literally, or it can be the position you hold in your family of origin, or within your intimate community. You have given and invested everything in your relationships, in the health of your family, in the health and well-being of your partnerships, significant partnerships, and you have been truly exhausted by that effort. I'm believing that this effort is part of the effort that you have sustained as a part of better understanding and better balancing your relationships overall. So this tremendous amount of learning that you've applied, these efforts you've made to build up and meet your responsibilities as you understand it, has been towards this better balancing, which you are now receiving. The 9 of Cups indicates that this exhaustion is turning to a pleasure in the process that you have now begun to better understand, to better benefit yourself, your own well-being, your health, the joy and love with which you pour back into those significant relationships and your community, to solve problems, to better communicate, to move and find better meaning in your life. The 9 of Cups is also indicating and echoing this sense of self-sufficiency, independence, that despite the needs of others, you have learned how to find pleasure and joy in your ability to meet the needs of others, to balance that with meeting the needs for yourself, your self-control, your solvency over your life, your assertion of your authority in your life. 9s always indicate that you are modeling something positive for others, and your ability to be economically independent and self-sustaining, self-reliant, and your ability to maximize those things and processes that feel good. What feels good in your responsibility? What feeds you? What joys you extract from your work, from your efforts, and your ability to communicate those broadly. I see you having an opportunity in some distant community, like community, or perhaps an ability to travel and connect with an opportunity overseas. I'd be curious to know if that's something that is eminent for any of you or that comes up in June. So traveling is indeed for pleasure, for growth, and enjoyment. The Emperor in the 10th house is clarified by the Page of Wands in the 11th house and the Queen of Pentacles in the 12th house. The Page of Wands is indicating that your ability to take real control over your life, to assert yourself as your own authority, is inspiring this ability to start at the beginning in your efforts to understand and be inspired by events in the world. You actually have an experience of living in a foreign country, living in a different culture, having an experience of some other religious heritage, really having expanded or been expanded by circumstances in your youth. You now have the opportunity you are now inspired by that and are making a fresh connection to some culture, location, or experience that you had that took you far afield, that took you into the world in a global way, and has cultivated this openness, this beginner's mind, in the recognition that you know little about this experience and you're inspired to learn more, to be open to different ways of accomplishing things, and basically to relate to people in our world that is ever shrinking in many ways. The 12th house shows you as the Queen of Pentacles, and this card is fabulous in its ability for you to model this very resourcefulness, this pleasure that you are gaining in your life. The Queen of Pentacles is showing that you have found true happiness in your ability to internalize the tools, the practices, the steps that have brought you to independence, but abundance is what is key here. This independence, this ability to find pleasure in the work that you've done, in your responsibilities, is what has brought you abundance, what brings prosperity to you, what you are now recognizing as the wealth within your life, the richness that surrounds you, so that others look to you as a model of prosperity, of wealth, of an overflow of comfort, stability, and security. I'm going to clarify your reading, Cancer, with a botanical inspiration. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that and particularly enjoy your comments. So I've pulled the violet, and the key words are faithfulness and modesty. Madame Guizot says, modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. I'm going to leave this here, Cancer. I thank you so much for your time and attention. Until next time, namaste.